Have you ever wondered why Victor Gao's statement about the claim of the Philippines with the West Philippine Sea appears to be invalid? And why is it seen as a pure lie? Let's delve into this. Victor Gao, a name that has been stirring up quite a bit of controversy lately. A figure who made a rather bold claim, claiming that the West Philippine Sea is not within the jurisdiction of the Philippines. Now, that's a statement that has raised more than a few eyebrows. It's a claim that's not just bold, it's contentious, it's provocative, and for many, it's downright baffling. Why would someone make such a claim? What could possibly be the basis for it? And more importantly, why are there so many people out there who firmly believe that this claim is an outright lie? These are the questions that have been buzzing around, causing quite a stir, and it's these questions that we're going to be exploring. But before we do, let's take a moment to understand who Victor Gao is. Gao, a Chinese diplomat, is no stranger to controversy. He's been in the limelight for his outspoken views and his somewhat audacious claims. But this recent statement about the West Philippine Sea, well, that's a whole new level of audacity. This claim, this assertion, it's not something that's been taken lightly. It's been met with skepticism, with disbelief, and with a whole lot of questions. And that's what we're here to do, to delve into these questions, to probe, to scrutinize, to dissect this claim, and uncover the truth, to understand why it's been viewed as a lie, and why it's been seen as invalid. Now, you might be wondering, what makes Victor Gao's statement invalid? Keep watching until the end for the answer. And if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Stick around, because we're just getting started. This is a journey that's going to take us into the heart of a controversy, into the very core of a puzzling claim. So what's all the fuss about the West Philippine Sea? For the uninitiated, the West Philippine Sea is a portion of the South China Sea, recognized by the United Nations and the international community as part of the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. This body of water is rich in marine resources, and it's also a significant shipping route, making it an area of great economic importance. But why is it a hot topic? Well, it's because of territorial disputes. Several countries, including China, Vietnam, and Taiwan, lay claim to parts of this sea, leading to a complex and often tense geopolitical dance. And the Philippines, despite having international law on its side, finds itself in a David versus Goliath scenario against China, a global superpower. The controversy over the West Philippine Sea isn't just about who gets to fish where. It's about sovereignty, economic control, and the rule of law. It's about the right of a nation to benefit from its resources and to protect its territorial integrity. And when these rights are threatened, it becomes a matter of national pride and resilience. This dispute has led to many confrontations, diplomatic spats, and even international arbitration. In 2016, the Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague ruled in favor of the Philippines, invalidating China's sweeping claims. However, the ruling has been largely ignored by China, further escalating the tension. Now, you might be wondering, why are we discussing this? Well, it's because of a statement made by Victor Gao, a Chinese international relations expert. He claimed that the Philippines has no rights over the West Philippine Sea, a statement that has stirred up quite a controversy. As you can see, the West Philippine Sea is not just an ordinary body of water. But how does Victor Gao's statement fit into this picture? This, my friends, is where the plot thickens. So stay with us as we delve deeper into this intriguing controversy and unravel the truth. Now let's delve into the heart of Victor Gao's statement. Victor Gao, a voice resonating from the East, has made some bold assertions regarding the West Philippine Sea. But how well do these claims hold up against the scrutinizing lens of fact-checking and international law? Let's dissect this. Firstly, Gao's assertion that the West Philippine Sea is inextricably tied to China because of historical reasons is shaky at best. The claim hinges on the premise that ancient maps and navigational charts are the sole determinants of modern-day territorial boundaries. But isn't it a bit absurd to believe that the geopolitical boundaries of our 21st century world should be dictated by centuries-old maps? Next, we encounter Gao's argument that the West Philippine Sea is China's due to its geographical proximity. However, international law doesn't necessarily support this claim. The United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS, provides clear guidelines on maritime boundaries, and geographical closeness is not the be-all and end-all. If it were, wouldn't Canada have a claim on Greenland, or Indonesia on Australia? Gao also posits that the West Philippine Sea is integral to China's security, implying that this justifies their claim. But here's a question. Isn't it also crucial to the security of the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, and other surrounding countries? Does necessity supersede the legitimacy of international law and the rights of other nations? Now let's turn to Gao's assertion that the Philippines' claim is a product of Western imperialism, a claim that's more of a diversion than a valid argument. The issue at hand isn't about imperialism, but about territorial disputes and adherence to international law. This argument seems to be a smokescreen, obscuring the real issues at hand. Lastly, Gao's claim that the arbitral tribunal's ruling in favor of the Philippines is invalid is perhaps the most contentious. The tribunal, constituted under UNCLOS, is an internationally recognized body. To invalidate its decision is to question the very foundation of international law. It's a slippery slope, isn't it? Upon closer inspection, Gao's claims seem to be a house of cards, teetering on the edge of collapse. They are fraught with inconsistencies, misdirections, and contradictions to established facts and international law. But here's the thing, the truth isn't always a simple straight line. It's often a complex web, and navigating it requires a keen eye for detail, a willingness to question, and a commitment to fairness and justice. And so, we find ourselves at a crossroads, with a multifaceted issue that extends beyond the confines of Victor Gao's statement. It's a story of territorial disputes, international law, and the quest for truth in a world where misinformation can spread like wildfire. This is where the claim starts to unravel. But there's more to this story. Stay tuned. Now, let's uncover why Victor Gao's statement is seen as a lie. What we're dealing with here is a classic case of misinformation, a smokescreen that clouds the truth and muddles the waters of understanding. Victor Gao's statement is no exception. It's not as much about what he says, but rather what he doesn't say, that makes his claim so misleading. When he talks about the West Philippine Sea, he conveniently leaves out some crucial information. He doesn't mention the decades of tension, the numerous international disputes, or the fact that the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea has already made it stand clear on the matter. These omissions are more than just simple oversights. They're deliberate attempts to steer the narrative in a certain direction. At the core of this, we see a strategic diversion. By focusing on the claim of the Philippines, Gao cleverly diverts attention from the broader issues at play. He glosses over the geopolitical implications, the environmental concerns, and the rights of the local communities that could be impacted by any shifts in control. This is not just a matter of territorial claims or national pride. It's about resources, it's about stability, and it's about the rule of law. By simplifying it to a mere territorial dispute, Gao is doing a disservice to the complexity of the issue and to those who are directly affected by it. This is where the lie lies. The truth is far more complex than a single statement can encapsulate. It's a multi-layered issue that involves numerous stakeholders, each with their own interests and concerns. It's a story of power dynamics, of historical grievances, and of the constant struggle for control over valuable resources. So, we've uncovered the lie. But what's the consequence of such a statement? By accepting this misinformation, we risk misunderstanding the situation. We risk oversimplifying a complex issue and potentially overlooking the real issues at hand. And that's a risk we simply cannot afford to take. So, let's continue to question, to probe, and to seek out the truth, because only then can we hope to understand the full scope of the situation. The aftermath of Victor Gao's statement has been significant. But remember the unanswered question from the beginning of the video. What was the core reason that made his claim invalid? Let's delve into that now. The fallout of Gao's statement has had a profound impact on the Philippines, causing a wave of discontent among the citizens and raising eyebrows in the international community. By disregarding the sovereignty of the Philippines over the West Philippine Sea, Gao's claim not only undermines international law, but also stirs up tension in an already heated territorial dispute. But the crux of the matter, the reason why his statement is invalid, lies in the fact that it contradicts the ruling of the Permanent Court of Arbitration in 2016. The court unequivocally ruled in favor of the Philippines, invalidating China's historical claims over the disputed waters. And there you have it. The reason why Victor Gao's statement is invalid is subscribe for more amazing content and keep wondering. Don't miss out on future explorations and discoveries. Hit subscribe and ring the bell to stay updated with our new content. Your journey of wonder continues with every video. Stay connected and engaged on social media. Continue the conversation, follow us. Thank you for being a part of the Have You Ever Wondered community. Keep wondering, keep discovering. Until next time.